Most men over 60 come into my office with the same concern. Doc, I'm doing everything they told me. I take the pills, I eat healthy, I try to rest. So why does my heart still feel weak? And I tell them what I'll tell you now. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Because what most men don't realize is this: the very medications you've been prescribed for years may be silently weakening your heart. I'm talking about common drugs you might be using daily. NSAIDs like ibuprofen for joint pain, PPIs for acid reflux, sleeping pills for restless nights, and diabetes meds that help sugar, but strain the heart over time. These aren't bad in the emergency sense, but long-term, they chip away at your heart's strength without warning. They lower your body's natural resilience. They mask symptoms instead of restoring the root. I've watched too many men slowly decline, not because they didn't care, but because they didn't know better. But here's the good news. There's another path, one that doesn't rely on stacking more prescriptions. There are 7 natural, science-backed foods that I now recommend to every man over 60. Foods that nourish your arteries, that support steady blood pressure, that rebuild circulation from the inside out. And no, you don't need a nutrition degree or a perfect diet. You just need to know what to eat and why it works. Because every time you sit down for a meal, you have a chance to either wear your heart down or lift it up. In this video, I'll walk you through each of these 7 foods, how they work, when to eat them, and how they might just help you avoid the next prescription or worse, the next emergency room visit. Let's begin. And remember, this is Men's Health After 60. We don't sugarcoat, we fix. Section number 1, beets boost nitric oxide and blood flow. Let's start with the food I recommend first to almost every man over 60, beets. They may not look like much, but under that deep red skin is one of the most powerful heart-healing compounds we know, dietary nitrate. Now here's what matters. When you eat beets, those natural nitrates convert into nitric oxide in your body. Nitric oxide is what keeps your blood vessels soft, wide, and flexible like smooth pipes instead of stiff ones. Why is this important? Because after 60, your blood vessels naturally stiffen. That raises your blood pressure, slows down circulation, and makes your heart work harder just to push blood where it's needed. It doesn't feel dramatic at first, but over months or years, that stiffness becomes a silent stress on your heart day and night. Beets help reverse that. Nitric oxide acts like a relaxation signal to your arteries. It widens them, lowers pressure, improves flow, and yes, it can even help with arrhythmias or skipped heartbeats by stabilizing electrical signals. I had a patient, James, 69, who hated the side effects of his blood pressure meds. We added half a cup of beet juice to his breakfast, 4 days a week. 6 weeks later, his numbers dropped. But more importantly, his energy returned. He wasn't dragging by 10 a.m. anymore. And he told me something I'll never forget. Doc, I didn't just feel better, I felt younger. That's what happens when blood flows the way it's supposed to. How to use beets. Shoferdi or juice them fresh and drink in the morning. 1 hot or 2 cup is enough. Roast them and add to your salad or grain bowl. Blend them with lemon and ginger for a circulation-boosting smoothie. Bonus tip, choose deep red beets. The darker the color, the richer the nitrates. One quick heads up. Don't be alarmed if your urine or stool turns a little red after eating beets. That's normal and totally harmless. Your heart doesn't just need strength, it needs support. And beets are one of nature's most underrated allies. Next up, we'll look at a fruit that not only brightens your meal, but gently cleans your arteries from the inside out. Stick with me. This is Men's Health After 60. We don't sugarcoat, we fix. Section 2. Lemon. Cleans the arteries and builds collagen. If beets are your blood flow booster, then lemon is your inner cleanser. And here's why. This simple citrus fruit does something remarkable. It helps clean your arteries and strengthen their walls at the same time. How? The answer lies in vitamin C, and not just because it helps fight colds. Vitamin C is essential for building collagen, the protein that keeps your arteries flexible, strong, and smooth. Without enough of it, your blood vessels weaken. They harden. And that's when tiny cracks form perfect spots for plaque to stick. But lemon steps in early. It helps keep those artery walls tight and elastic. It also reduces LDL cholesterol, lowers overall inflammation, and may even prevent the buildup of arterial plaque that leads to heart attacks and strokes. It's not a magic bullet, it's daily maintenance. Think of it this way. If your arteries were garden hoses, lemon would be the gentle cleaner that scrubs the inside and reinforces the outer wall. I once worked with a retired teacher, Michael, who had borderline high cholesterol. He didn't want to go on statins unless absolutely necessary. So we added warm lemon water to his morning ritual. He told me, "It's the first thing I taste every day now. Wakes me up better than coffee." 3 months later, his LDL was down. His triglycerides improved, and he said he hadn't felt bloated in weeks. Simple change. Big shift. How to use lemon. Squeeze half a lemon into warm water every morning before food. Add fresh lemon juice over vegetables, fish, or into homemade salad dressing. Zest the peel into soups or cooked grains for extra antioxidant benefits. Extra note, for best results, use fresh lemon, not bottled juice. And if your teeth are sensitive, drink through a straw to protect enamel. Don't underestimate this humble fruit. It's not flashy, but it works quietly, consistently from the inside out. Up next, we tackle something stronger. A food with the power to lower blood pressure and thin the blood naturally. Yes, it smells strong, but the results, even stronger. Garlic is up next. This is men's health after 60. We don't sugarcoat, we fix. Section 3. Garlic. Natural blood pressure support. If I had to choose one kitchen ingredient that acts like a quiet warrior for your heart, it's this, garlic. Now, I know not everyone loves the smell, but inside every clove is something powerful, a compound called allicin, released when you crush or chop garlic. And allicin is a natural vasodilator. It helps your blood vessels relax and widen, reducing pressure on your heart. Garlic does 3 things exceptionally well. Lowers blood pressure, especially systolic pressure, the top number your doctor watches closely. It thins the blood slightly, which helps prevent clots that could lead to strokes or heart attacks. Fights inflammation, the silent stressor that hardens arteries and stiffens your cardiovascular system over time. Let me tell you a quick story. One of my patients, Robert, age 74, was already on 2 medications for hypertension. We added just 1 clove of raw garlic before dinner, 3 times a week. Not only did his pressure drop over the next month, but his digestion improved, and he told me, "I feel warmer in my fingers and toes. Like the blood's actually moving again." That's real. That's circulation coming back to life. But here's the key most people miss. Garlic needs to be crushed and rested. That's how allicin activates. How to use garlic. Crush or finely chop 1 clove of fresh garlic. Let it sit for 10 minutes before eating. This activates the allicin. Swallow raw before meals or mix into olive oil and spread on toast. If raw is too strong, lightly cook, but know the effect will be milder. Doctor's tip, avoid garlic supplements unless advised by your doctor. Whole, fresh garlic works best and costs far less. Quick caution, garlic can thin the blood. If you're already on blood thinners, talk to your physician first before using it daily. This isn't just food, it's functional medicine in your kitchen. Coming up next, we'll look at a group of tiny fruits packed with antioxidant power, a natural armor for your arteries. Berries are next. This is men's health after 60. We don't sugarcoat, we fix. Section 4. Berries antioxidant armor for your blood vessels. They're sweet, they're small, and they're some of the most protective foods you can eat for your heart. I'm talking about berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries. Now, don't let their size fool you. Inside each one is a powerhouse of antioxidants, especially flavonoids and anthocyanins. These compounds go to work protecting your blood vessels from inflammation, oxidative stress, and age-related damage. Let me explain it simply. Your blood vessels are constantly under attack from poor diet, stress, pollution, even medications. That attack causes microscopic tears and stiffness over time. Berries act like shields. They reduce inflammation, They mop up free radicals, and they keep your vessels flexible and smooth, so blood flows better and pressure stays stable. There's even research showing that regular berry consumption improves endothelial function. That's the inner lining of your blood vessels. When that lining is strong, your whole cardiovascular system runs smoother. I had one patient, David, 67, who started adding a handful of frozen blueberries to his oatmeal every morning. 6 months later, his cholesterol dropped slightly, but even more interesting, his CRP levels, a marker of inflammation, cut nearly in half. He told me, "I didn't change anything else. Just the berries. But I haven't had chest tightness since." That's not coincidence. That's real food making real change. How to use berries. Add 1/2 cup to your morning oatmeal or yogurt. Snack on them fresh in the afternoon instead of sweets. Sucking, blend into smoothies with spinach or beets for a double heart boost. Use frozen berries if fresh or out of season. They're just as potent. Extra tip. The darker and more colorful the berry, the more antioxidants it contains. Go for variety mixed colors to get a broader range of heart benefits. Berries are proof that food doesn't have to be bland to be powerful. They're delicious, they're protective, and they're one of the easiest changes you can make starting today. Coming up next, we shift from fruit to fat, but not just any fat. A golden oil that's been shown to raise good cholesterol and heal the heart from within. Yes, we're talking about olive oil. This is Men's Health After 60. We don't sugarcoat, we fix. Section 5. Olive oil, heart-healthy fats that heal. Let's talk about fat the right kind. Because not all fats are created equal, and one of them is like medicine for your heart. That's extra virgin olive oil. For centuries, Mediterranean cultures have used it daily on salads, over vegetables, even drizzled on bread. And the science backs it up. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats and polyphenols, compounds that do 3 powerful things for your heart. Lower LDL, bad cholesterol, raise HDL, good cholesterol, reduce arterial inflammation, the root cause of hardening arteries. Here's the thing. After 60, inflammation becomes one of the most dangerous forces in your body. You don't always feel it, but inside your arteries, that silent inflammation causes stiffness, plaque buildup, and narrowing of blood flow. Olive oil works like a gentle healer. It soothes those inflamed inner linings. It prevents cholesterol from oxidizing and sticking to your artery walls. And over time, it helps restore balance without the side effects of statins. I had a 71-year-old patient, Thomas, who started using 2 tablespoons of olive oil per day. He didn't change much else. After 10 weeks, not only did his LDL drop, but his joint pain improved, and he told me, "I'm off the margarine. This oil feels like it's oiling my whole body from the inside." He was right. When the heart gets the right fats, everything runs smoother. How to use olive oil. Use extra virgin olive oil, cold-pressed, as your main cooking fat. Drizzle 1 to 2 tablespoons over steamed veggies, beans, or whole grains. Mix with lemon for a simple salad dressing. Add a spoonful to soups or over-roasted fish for a richer taste and added benefit. Pro tip. Don't fry with it at high heat. Olive oil is best used raw or on low-medium heat to protect its beneficial compounds. Watch for fakes. Buy from reputable brands. Look for a dark glass bottle and harvest date if possible. Real olive oil smells fresh, grassy, even peppery, not bland or greasy. This isn't just about taste, it's about transformation. With every tablespoon, you're feeding your heart the fats it actually needs to repair and protect itself. Next, we shift to a powerful plant-based source of omega-3s, one that can calm your heart rhythm and reduce inflammation at the same time. Walnuts are up next. This is Men's Health After 60. We don't sugarcoat, we fix. Section 6. Walnuts, plant-based omega-3s for heart rhythm. Now let's talk about rhythm, because a strong heart isn't just about pressure or cholesterol. It's about how well your heart keeps the beat. And when it comes to natural support for heart rhythm, walnuts are one of the best tools you can add to your routine. Why? Because walnuts are one of the richest plant-based sources of ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 fatty acid that helps reduce systemic inflammation, support healthy electrical signals in the heart, and stabilize irregular heartbeats, especially as you age. Let me be clear, as men get older, small irregularities in heart rhythm become more common. Some feel like a flutter, others are silent. But over time, they can lead to atrial fibrillation, fatigue, even stroke. ALA helps the body regulate these signals naturally, and it doesn't take much. I had a patient, William, age 66, who was experiencing mild arrhythmia. He didn't want to jump into heavy meds right away, so we built a lifestyle protocol. 3 to 5 walnuts per day, along with walking and hydration. After 2 months, his cardiologist noted improved rhythm stability, and he told me, for something so small, they've made a big difference. That's the truth. You don't need a fistful, you need consistency. How to use walnuts. Eat 3 to 5 whole walnuts daily, not just pieces or flavored snack packs. Add them to your oatmeal or toss them into a salad. Pair with berries or a small piece of dark chocolate for a heart-smart snack. Ichkenan, store in the fridge to prevent the oils from going rancid. Important, raw or dry roasted walnuts are best. Avoid ones coated in sugar, salt, or honey. You're not eating for dessert, you're eating for your heart. Walnuts don't just nourish your body. They send a signal of safety to your heart's rhythm. They help your beats stay strong, steady, and calm, no matter your age. Coming up next, we'll finish with one of the most powerful categories of all leafy greens. They're humble, but they hold the key to blood pressure, nerve function, and steady circulation. This is Men's Health After 60. We don't sugarcoat, we fix. Section 7. Leafy greens, natural blood pressure. Stabilizer. If you asked me, doctor, what's the one food group most older men ignore but desperately need? I'd answer without hesitation. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula, Swiss chard. These aren't just side dishes, they're lifesavers. Leafy greens are rich in 2 nutrients that older hearts crave. Folate, which helps regulate homocysteine levels, a compound that, when elevated, damages arteries. Potassium, which balances sodium and keeps your blood pressure in check after 60. Many men unknowingly become electrolyte imbalanced. Too much salt, too little potassium. And that silent shift causes high blood pressure, irregular heart rhythm, and excess strain on your heart. Leafy greens fix that gently and naturally. They provide the minerals your body needs to relax blood vessels, support nerve function, and regulate heartbeat. I had a patient, John, 70 years old. He rarely ate greens, preferred white rice, meat, and noodles. We made one change, a handful of steamed spinach or mixed greens with lunch every day. After 6 weeks, his blood pressure improved. But more than that, he started sleeping better and even said, "My legs don't feel as heavy in the afternoon anymore." That's circulation at work. How to use leafy greens. Lightly steam or saute spinach, kale or arugula with garlic and olive oil. Add raw greens to soups right before serving for extra nutrients. Toss a handful into your morning smoothie. You won't even taste them. Rotate types weekly for nutritional variety and less boredom. Extra tip, avoid overcooking. The more greens are boiled or fried, the more nutrients you lose. Keep it light, quick, and fresh. These aren't just healthy foods. They're functional fuel for your blood pressure, your nerves, your rhythm, your recovery. Every leaf is a message to your body. We're not giving up, we're rebuilding. And now that you've seen all 7 foods, let's pull everything together with a message I give to every man who sits across from me in my office. Stick around for the final word. This is Men's Health After 60. We don't sugarcoat, we fix. Small choices, big difference. If you've made it this far, let me say this clearly. You care, and that means more than you think. Most men over 60 are told they need more prescriptions, more tests, more watch and wait. But no one tells them the truth. You don't need more pills. You need better habits. Not perfect, just better. Not extreme, just consistent. Because here's what I've seen over decades of treating older men. The ones who thrive in their 70s and 80s, They didn't wait for a diagnosis to make changes. They didn't count on luck. They chose to care for their hearts one meal at a time. And so can you. You now know the 7 foods I recommend to every man who walks into my clinic. Beets for circulation. Lemon for artery health. Garlic for blood pressure. Berries for antioxidant defense. Olive oil for healing fats. Walnuts for heart rhythm. Leafy greens for blood pressure balance. These aren't exotic. They're not expensive. They're just underused. But the heart doesn't need fancy. It needs real. It needs you to show up for it every day with intention. So here's my challenge to you. Pick just 3 of these foods. Start there. Add them to your meals this week. Make it part of your rhythm, just like brushing your teeth or taking a walk. Because the small things you choose today, they shape your tomorrow. Not in theory, in your energy, your breath, your longevity. You're not too old. You're right on time. Your heart is listening. Now it's your move. If this video helped you, leave a comment below and tell me, which of these foods will you start with? And remember, this is Men's Health After 60. We don't sugarcoat, we fix.